Hi Greenwood, this is Stephanie Turner. I'm your horticulture agent from Clemson Cooperative Extension for Greenwood County. And I'm here in lovely Uptown Greenwood. The topiaries are outstanding this year. I'm standing out here in front of the Mermaid, in front of Howard's on Main Street, but there are so many other topiaries to check out. Do not miss it this year. It's been phenomenal. While I'm out here, I wanted to mention another thing about Uptown Greenwood and the city of Greenwood. The city of Greenwood is actually a bee city. And so throughout Uptown, you will find lots of plants that are very good for pollinators. So flowers and other things that support pollinators with nectar, as well as flowers that are a food source for the caterpillars for a number of butterflies. We actually have some monarch way stations uptown as well. And so there are volunteers that come out here and monitor the monarch population, the plants in the uptown area. One of the stations is here, and one of the stations over by the gazebo in front of the Veteran Center. So there's a lot going on in Uptown in addition to the topiaries. And I wanted to talk to you because this time of year, you're going to be seeing a lot of insects in your garden. You're going to start to get some damage from feeding insects. And I wanted to talk you through the steps in your home garden of using integrated pest management. So you want to take some time every week to look at your plants closely and go out there and scout, what we in the industry call scouting, and check and see if you can find the insects when they're smaller, because that's when the best time to control an insect population, when they're young or smaller or juvenile. And so you want to check your plants regularly, under the leaves, along the stem, all the different crops that you're growing. You want to check them regularly and look for insect problems, because you want to try to catch it before the insect problem gets large and difficult and lots of damage to your plants. And so that's one step you want to take. The second step you want to take is to gradually work up your response to the insects. We don't step right in there with a nuclear bomb. You can come in there with some insects are easily managed, just a soapy water bucket of soap. Just flick those Japanese beetle in that bucket of water and they will drown and you'll be through. So you can manually get rid of some of the insects. Same thing with tomato hornworm on your tomato plants. You can pick them off by hand. And I know some people are a little bit squeamish about that, and so there are some other products as well that you can move into using a less toxic pesticide for your home and garden. And so there are two that are very commonly used and are very effective if you use them correctly. One is Insecticidal Soap, and the other is a horticultural oil. And so those two items need to be applied directly to the pest that you're trying to control, and they're not persistent in the environment, so you'll be protecting the pollinators that this area, that Greenwood is working so hard to build up our population and support the pollinators. So you can do your part too to not injure the pollinators or other beneficial insects that might be in your garden. So there are other insects that will hunt those pests in your garden, so you don't want to decimate that population, because they're on your side. They're helping you control those aphids in your garden. So let's talk about the first one I have here is an insecticidal soap. And there are many brands of insecticidal soap that you can get. And this one is in a spray bottle here, and that says ready to use. So when you're looking and you're shopping for your products to use in your garden, there may be a ready to use product, or there may be a concentrated product. So if you get a concentrated product, you're going to have to follow instructions on how to mix it properly before you apply it in your landscape. If you get a ready to use product, it is exactly what that means. You're ready to go. All right. So, but the first thing you want to do before you apply any product in your garden or your home is to read the instructions on the back. All right. Read the label, the instructions, the labeling thoroughly. A lot of times it'll be a whole booklet back there, and I know that's maybe a big commitment, but it's so important, because you don't want to miss something in these instructions that might warn you, that might damage your plants if you use the product incorrectly, that might cause harm to yourself or others. So you really want to read the label And actually, if you read the first statement in all of these labels, it says it's a violation of federal law to use this product inconsistent with this labeling. So read the label. Sorry to give you that homework, but this product it will also tell you what pests it's good for, so make sure you're identifying your pests. You may not have a pest. If you're seeing an insect and there's no damage, it may not be a pest. It may be one of those good guy beneficials. So identify your pest. Contact us if you can't. You can contact us at the extension office. You can look on our website, hgic.clemson.edu, for all of your common crops that you may be growing in your vegetable garden. There's always a section in there that says what kind of pests you may anticipate finding on your crop. And so figure out what you got first before you go spraying products on it. But this is just soap, and it just works by kind of drying out, desiccating the insect. So you have to get contact on the insect. The instructions will tell you how to apply it. You need to make sure you cover the plant, you cover the insect, get underneath the leaves. And this one is not a persistent product that lasts in the environment. So once you've controlled that insect, then the next couple hours, if a bee or a beneficial insect comes along, it's not persistent on that plant. Okay? So that's one option, and there are many different brands of this. This is Insecticidal Soap. And then the other product you might want to consider is a horticultural oil. Now this one, remember I said some are ready to use and some are concentrated. So this is a little concentrated bottle of product. And this one is very important that you read the instructions for how much to mix for the dilution rate when you apply this, because this product can be used on plants when they're dormant or when they're growing, and so that dilution rate will be different depending on what plant you're spraying it on and when. So this product's instructions is really a little booklet. But what you would do is go through there and look for the crop and the pests that you are trying to control. And so for instance, in this little booklet, you have to flip through several pages until you get to tomato, right? And then you find tomato, find maybe you're trying to control whiteflies, make sure that pest is on there, and it'll give you the dilution and the whole instructions on how to apply that product will be here. So that's another one, the horticultural oil. And that works by smothering the pest. Again, by contact. You have to actually spray it on the insect pest. So I just want to encourage you to consider walking through the steps of integrated pest management. Follow the instructions on any product that you apply. Follow the label to the letter, because the label is the law. Or if you feel uncomfortable for any reason, at any sort, for controlling any kind of pest, you can come to the extension office, you can call us, you can email me. My email is stepht@clemson.edu, and we'll help you go through that process of controlling whatever pest is in your garden. Thank you to WC Fiber for sponsoring this segment with Greenwood Calendar. And you can contact us at the Clemson Extension office anytime via email or phone. And we are there. We are open now Mondays through Fridays, 8:30 to 5 p.m. Thanks, Greenwood, and get out and enjoy the topiaries in the Uptown.